Captain Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
All right, as promised, I told y'all we was going to touch back up on this Nolan Wells topic. We going to dig a little deeper and see where we end up at, man. Yep, they found his body a couple of days ago, which we talked about, but we didn't go in full detail after that. So let's go over here and catch up on one of my favorite YouTube channels. Some of y'all don't like it, but I like the way he put it down. Let's go over and check it out, man. Let's go.
This Nolan Wells situation is terrifying. They really murdered that boy, and they're going to get away with it, unfortunately, for everybody involved. And it should piss off a lot of us. I don't see enough people angry at this situation that there should be.
All right, let's stop it. Let's stop before it even start. He said they might get away with it. I think one of the guys' father is a judge, and one of them, the other people's parents, is a lawyer or something like that. So yeah, man, it don't seem like a lot of people is upset. I haven't really seen too many people, at least over here in LA, the content creators covering this. They still covering all the BS. The last few days been serious and they still talking about the BS. Now, when you look at this dude, if you got kids that play sports, football, anything like that, you know, this can remind you of your kids or your family members. Let's go talk about that in here as well. But look how happy the parents is right here, man. A son that made it to college, and this tragic happened, man. Got to be careful, man, and watch who your kids is around. Let's get back to it.
The reason why so many people resonate with this Nolan Wells story is because Nolan Wells is like the average 18-year-old kid, grew up in a two-parent household in Ocean Spring, Mississippi, a regular neighborhood, nothing spectacular. He played football in high school, was good enough at football in high school, to now he's playing football at a community college. If you take away the name Nolan Wells and just put those facts on paper, a lot of us probably won't be able to distinguish between his life story and the life story of our nephew, our cousin, our brother. We all know somebody who lived the exact same life as Nolan Wells, all right? Regular kid, played sports in high school, made it to community college. Nothing spectacular, just the average kid, which is why.
That's not the average kid. It is spectacular because the average kid don't make it at this far. You know, especially out here, the streets get a hold to him. So for him, this is spectacular, man, to go this far.
His story has a lot of people distraught because a lot of people see themselves in Nolan Wells. They see their family member in Nolan Wells. They look at Nolan Wells in his story and they say, this could happen to me and my family. So a couple of days ago, like most kids his age from that area, he hopped on a boat with a couple of his homies to go celebrate July 4th off coast. Nolan gathered and rode on the same boat as his homies Eric, Wyatt, and Warren, and they rowed their boat to this island called Horn Island, which is like 10 to 12 miles off coast from mainland in Ocean Springs. When they got to Horn Island, his best friend Javon was on the island and Nolan checked in with him. Now, Javon would have rowed on the same boat as Nolan. That was the plan, but Nolan's boat got full and didn't really have any space. So Javon just rowed with some other people and they all got to the island together. Once he got—
Wait a minute, hold up. So that was his best friend when he got there. So that means the guys that he was with, them wasn't his best friend. That was his best friend. You was supposed to go ride with them. Now here goes something else that's strange. This girl right here is the girl that he was talking to. She's, you know, nice looking woman. It could be possible that one of those guys might have liked her, seen him macking at her. She was giving him that attention. You know how that go. They did say they was arguing. And it was some clip that I seen when they was in the pool or the ocean, whatever they was in. They told him, Nolan Wells, yeah, you're not coming back on the boat with us. All right, let's go back over here and finish checking it out.
I done talking to Javon, who apparently is his best friend. He then went back to hanging out with the people he went to the island with, even meeting up with this girl called Katie McCormick that he really liked, who was also on the island. They was talking throughout the day. Eventually, when the festivities died down, the people he came with, Wyatt, Warren, Eric, they all went home. Katie went home. Javon went home. But Nolan did not go home. Nolan was nowhere to be found. And his parents were on social media begging for answers. Every one of the individuals that Nolan had contact with on 4th of July on Horns Island had left the island at earliest 3 p.m., at latest 4 p.m., But Nolan's mom made a status at 9:55 p.m. on July 4th, alerting the public that her son still hadn't come home yet from Horns Island and that he was missing. So she posted, "Please be on the lookout for Nolan. Last seen was west tip north side of Horn Island today around 3 p.m. wearing blue shorts and sunglasses. It's unclear if he made it back on land. Please message me if you've seen him or have information about his whereabouts at or after 4 p.m.
That shouldn't even be on the internet. If those was his friends, his best friend was there, she should already know. She shouldn't be asking the people, have y'all seen him? No, the people that was there with him, they know exactly what happened. And something needs to happen, man. This need to be heard all over. I don't know why the LA content creators is not covering this, man. What is going on with y'all, bruh?
4 a.m. the next day, the mama made another status where she says, "There's no updates. Nolan is still missing. Please, if you're a praying person, please pray he is found alive, safe, and unharmed." At 6:46 a.m., she made another post. "Nolan has not been found. His father and I have his cell phone. So for friends who are seeing his location, it's because we have it. Katie has contacted me. We are currently at Horn Island. We're looking for any information other than what we already know. Please personal message me if you have any additional information."
How did the mother get the cell phone? How did they get the cell phone? Was I missing something here?
Another post was made at 8:14 a.m. "If you have any information, please let us know." Another post was made at 9:10 a.m. "Please send any information if you've seen him." Another post was made at 9:45 a.m. "Nolan has not been found. So whomever is spreading the rumor he is home, that is not true." Another post was made at 10:29 a.m. "I'm asking for any video or photos from yesterday from Horn/Ship Island that may have Nolan in them. Also, I appreciate all the love and support. We are a bit overwhelmed. Please personal message me only if you have details about yesterday or if it's news outlet." When the family announced the search,
where is the video footage from where they was at? Is it some type of resort? It should be surveillance cameras around there. That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't be asking people for any footage. They should have it, especially if it's a tourist spot.
efforts for Nolan. Katie, the girl that Nolan was talking to on the island, she reached out to the family. She apparently was cooperative and told them everything that she knew. She went to the island with the family to help look for Nolan. But the same level of cooperation and concern they received from Katie can't be said for Nolan friends that he rode on the boat with to the island. Like,
wow. So this chick that he met, meet up with Nolan's parents, go back to help look for him. But these three good old buddy friends don't got nothing to say, and they not trying to help find their friend. This is supposed to be their friend. They not trying to help find him. They don't have no information, no nothing. But they all rode together.
Wyatt, Warren, and Eric, because they were allegedly out to eat the next day while everybody was outside looking for Nolan. And when they were approaching the ask why they weren't out looking for Nolan, they were out here eating with no care in the world. According to one of Nolan's friends, their answer was really sketchy and really bothersome.
They wouldn't give his phone back to his parents, and they were seen eating out the next day.
Wow.
And when somebody asked them, like, hey, why aren't you out looking for your friend? They said, y'all already think we did it.
Wow. Y'all already think we did it, so that's why y'all not helping. Y'all not helping find y'all friend because the people think y'all did it. I wonder who gonna crack first out of them three.
That conversation actually happened, if that's true, the reason why that would be considered suspicious and bothersome is because this is the day after. This is July 5th. Everybody is outside looking for Nolan. Right now, he's being considered missing. His whereabouts is unknown. And according to the family, nobody knows where he is. But if the response is y'all already suspect us of doing it, well, doing what exactly?
Right. Nobody said y'all did anything. They just asking y'all where he's at and can y'all help? Nobody said y'all did nothing.
Doing what exactly? because as far as everybody knows, he's just missing. But that reaction and that reply would insinuate something tragic took place. Now, the reason why Nolan's family and friends were allegedly suspicious of the friends he rode on a boat with, like Eric, Wyatt, and Warren, is because they have possession of Nolan's phone. Nolan is nowhere to be found. Nolan is nowhere to be seen. However, you guys have his phone, but yet you guys are saying y'all have no idea where he is. Approximately 2 days after Nolan Wells went missing, his mother showed up to Facebook on July 6, 12:43 p.m. and wrote a status announcing that Nolan Wells' body had been found, and unfortunately, he'd been found deceased. She wrote, "I want to thank our family, friends, community, United Cajun Navy, local law enforcement, and everyone involved for all the love, support, resources over the last few days. His father, Elmore Wansley, our family, friends, and I are absolutely devastated. My heart is broken for our sweet son who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. Nolan was a special soul. God took his time creating our son. I ask that you all please give me and my family privacy as we grieve. Thank you all again. God bless."
Man, that got me hot, man. I ain't gonna even lie, man. It got me hot, and there's some things I want to say, but I'm gonna choose not to say it. Just hope that justice will be served, man. That it come to the bottom, that they get to the bottom of this and find out what happened, because it's gonna come out. You know, we gonna see how far this gonna go.
The news that Nolan Wells' body had been found and he was found deceased, chaos ensued. See, it was devastating news, obviously, for the family, but it was also devastating to people outside the family, people on social media who didn't know Nolan Wells personally, but they were pretty invested and committed to finding out what happened to him. And when it was found out that this kid was found dead, a lot of questions surfaced, a lot.
Breaking news.
I even seen white people on the internet upset. Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people making it a race thing. I don't think it was a race thing. I think what happened was they got into it, man. And yeah. But anyway, that's what I think. I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. But I seen people of other color upset about this. And they said some things, man, that's like pointing at them.
A body has been found on Horn Island near where missing 18-year-old Nolan Wells went missing. Search crews like this one you see here in the air have been searching for him for more than 40 hours now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brandy McGill. Will Polston has been on the scene at a command post in Jackson County all morning as they search, and he now joins us live. Good morning to you, Will.
Hey, good morning, Brandy. We got word here just at about 8:45 that there was a body found on Horn Island, and the officials are now working on bringing that back. Now, as of right now, we do not have an identity of the body that was found, but I can confirm that Nolan Wells' family is here at the Lake Mars boat launch. Now, they've asked us not to show the camera in that direction right now of the family grieving. There is quite a bit of family and friends here from Nolan's family, but like I said, we do not have identity as of right now. Sheriff Ledbetter did confirm that a park ranger ended up finding the body that was found, and the coroner was here earlier and has since left. They left right at about 10 o'clock, just after 10 a.m., waiting on getting official confirmation on the identity, cause of death, and everything else in between.
Because as soon as a body was found, as soon as Nolan Wells' body got found, the people he had contact with lawyered up.
Wow. Yep. That sounds suspicious to me. They lawyered up. Still nobody blamed them yet. Nobody said, hey, y'all did this. But they went and got a lawyer because they knew that the police was going to be coming to ask them questions. Like I say, one of their parents is a lawyer. The other parent is a judge. So, yeah, quite naturally, they know what to do. Hey, we might as well go ahead and get lawyered up. They probably didn't already told their parents. They parents probably something, hey, what happened? And they probably said, yeah, they know what happened. They know what happened.
His homies, who he thought were his homies, who he rode on the boat to the island with, Wyatt, Warren, Eric, they lawyered up. Now they told the family, hey, listen, we don't know what happened because everybody he had contact with passed the buck to each other. The people on the boat said, hey, we told him we were leaving. He said he was going to stay by and catch a ride somewhere else. We didn't ask nothing of it. We left. His best friend Javon said, yo, when I seen him, he was talking to Katie. He said he was going to catch a ride with Katie. Katie said, look, we talked, but he said he was leaving with his friends. I said, okay, and didn't question it. So everybody is passing the buck to each other. They passed the buck to Javon. Javon passed the buck to Katie. Katie passed the buck to Wyatt, Warren, and Eric and the friends on the boat.
So is Katie somebody that Nolan met there, or do they all know each other? Y'all let me know in the chat. Do they all know each other?
But after the friends gave the initial statement, Wyatt, Warren, and Eric, after they gave their initial statement, they now went quiet. They lawyered up, deactivated their pages, and had nothing more to say. The dudes that Nolan rode on a boat with, they claimed they were in a...
Why would they deactivate their pages? But I'm pretty sure just like Instagram do with us, when we go do a crime, they know how to get back up in that page. They know how to open it right back up. They know how to open it up when we do crimes.
In a hurry to leave the island and get out the water because their boat was experiencing malfunction. The boat was receiving water. They thought they had to get out the water as fast as possible or else they would be stranded. So they told Nolan it's time to go. Nolan said he's not leaving, and he stayed. However, they still had Nolan's phone. So Nolan didn't realize, oh, damn, bro, you guys have my phone. Give me my phone before you guys leave. It sounds like y'all was leaving in a hurry and Nolan had no idea, to be honest. But they also failed to mention that an altercation took place. Now, there's like very grainy video of the altercation that took place online.
All right, now we getting somewhere. Altercation took place with who? Who got into an altercation? Did they get into an altercation with each other? Or did Nolan get into an altercation with one of them or all of them? Let's see.
That doesn't really tell us much, but it does show Nolan getting into some type of like verbal, hostile back and forth.
So what exactly happened from you guys' side?
From our side,
So all them people there, nobody seemed to know what was going on. Nobody heard that argument. Nobody seen them. It looked like they got footage right here. They got footage right here of this argument. Where's the rest of it?
there was an altercation with a different boat, which had other kids on it, black kids. And there was an altercation. There was a fight. Something happened. And they went back to their respected boats or whatever. And when his best friend was on the other boat, so when he went to go like check up on Nolan and everything after the fight, Nolan's boat was gone, but they had stayed for a couple more hours. And so when they got back to land, they had his phone. So Nolan didn't even have his phone. The phone was at one of the boys' houses, and they didn't want to give it to his parents, and they had to send somebody to go get the phone from his house. That's why, like, when we checked his location, everybody was like thinking that it wasn't serious, because we saw his location and said he was in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, like at his house. But they wouldn't give his phone back to his parents. But the story that they keep trying to push out to everybody is that the boat was sinking and taking on water, and they were telling Nolan that he needed to get on the boat, but Nolan wanted to stay back with a girl that he never met, which he wouldn't have done, because if that was like, we're all from the same surrounding areas, she goes to Moss Point, which is like 20 minutes away. Why could you not hang out on land when you got back?
If the boat that you came in was sinking and you knew that.
And so that was like the crazy thing, is that they're talking about, oh, the boat was sinking, and he didn't want to get on the boat, and the boat had to get towed back. But if that was the case and he said he wanted to stay there, why did you take his phone back?
Right. What the hell you got his phone for? And why y'all didn't want to give it back? Did he record something? Was there something in that phone? You would think they would have threw the phone in the water. They would have left the phone there. Why would they take the phone with them?
And not leave him on an island without a way to get home.
The only people who truly know what happened to Nolan is Nolan and the people involved. But if Nolan was my friend, if I was somebody who was on the boat, now I don't think they left that island without Nolan's body. That's just me though, right? But I'm gonna say this: if my friend was missing and I left him behind, and there was rumors that something bad happened to him, wouldn't the first thing I tell the family and the police, yo, he was in an altercation with this group of people and this group and this group and this group? The only way I wouldn't tell them folks about the altercation is if the altercation was with me and my group.
Correct. And not only that, we not going to leave our partner. If we came together, be like, hey man, such and such mentioned, well, we not leaving until we find a homie. That's just what it is. No, we not leaving. I don't care. We not leaving until we find a homie. The homie somewhere. He not on our boat. Where the homie at? We got to go find him.
If it was me and my group of friends that he was arguing with, if we all got into a heated altercation, even if I'm quote unquote innocent, I probably wouldn't tell him because I don't want him to think there's something nefarious is going on.
All right. So what do y'all think? Leave y'all thoughts in the comment section, man. It sounds strange to me, man. I'm pretty sure that we all think we know what happened. And we're going to just sit back and watch and see what happened. See if these dudes going to get charged. Well, somebody knows something. See if something going to come out. Because if it was the other way around, boy, we would have been up in that holding tank. Still getting questioned. We would have never made it home. Anyway, leave y'all thoughts in the comment section. What do y'all think about this, man? Subscribe to the channel. It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. I'll catch all of y'all on the next one.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Compton Rick Rock TV. Also, hit that notification bell and catch every video when I drop.